knock that stuff out that doesn't serve us. Even pick a sentence that says, I am good enough, I am better than this, and repeat it to silence that noise. You pick an incantation that works for you. There's thousands online. Find the ones that resonate. I can give you a long list, but what resonates with you? A positive statement that makes you feel good. We've all got one and have referred to it at some point in our life. And we need to continue to use that, find it if we're not using it, and find it and re-energize it, refire it, and reignite the fire within through movement, mindset, and mind management. Mind management comes through our thoughts. We interpret the events with a series of thoughts continually through our mind, don't we? We evaluate it. So it's how we choose to evaluate that. If we choose to look at the things that don't serve us all the time, it's in another slide, like, why me? Well, I like to say, car pulled out, I pulled in, yeah. Well, that's just my luck. There's always parking. That's what I expect now because I worked on this so long. And I'm at that place where I'm just shocked at the wonderful things that happen in my life because what I'm telling you is functional. It's real. It's not out of the book. These are my real life experiences. These words are structured in such a way that it's not exactly my loose writing. And you want to find what lifts you up. Just focus on those few things and bury the things that don't serve you. So I went to a commodity trading seminar once, and it was this guy's last seminar, and it was about mind management. It had nothing to do with charts. For 3 days, it was about the psychology of how are we fearful when we hit the button to trade? Are we hopeful? Are we scared? Are we wishful? Or is that a real reason? In the now moment opportunity, I make a choice. Click the button, buy. Click the button, sell. And I did the right thing with all the data I had. We don't second guess ourselves like we do so much. And that is a skill that you learn to stop second guessing yourself when you go and you take the thought and you sort, where did that thought come from? Is it your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your school teacher? Or is it your gut, your real feeling? And that's where we must operate from. Our true selves will get us to our happiest place and our most valuable place. So our mood, our feelings are not created by actual events, are they? All experience are processed and given a conscious meaning. We choose what things mean. So, you have a baseball game? That's not a good choice at this time. Let's pick a soccer game. And you're at the home team, right? And the other team's away. And it's as simple as what you give the meaning to the home team or the visiting team. And where are you from? Are you from the home team or the visiting team? Your team doesn't have the same meaning as it does to the visiting team, does it? It is night and day. So you choose the meaning that you give to the moment. I just use that because that's a blatant example in your face. And you say, what do you mean? Wait a minute. That team's visiting and you're the home team. They want you to lose. They want everything bad to happen to your team. And you want the same for their team because you want to win, right? So it's how you give the meaning. You don't give meaning to their player that just made the goal, do you? You don't like, cheer them on. So that is like probably a clear example that we choose how we see something. And then we act upon that. Or we don't act, or we feel, right? Our emotions get so deeply involved. How we think. What we do with what we think is the critical part. So this is what I was referring to earlier. Your attitude is everything. It's always something, right? Like, what are you focusing on? The challenge, the challenge, the challenge. So you have a choice. When you have a challenge, it's like, oh, me, always, why me? Why you? Because you got a lesson to learn. And you need to take that challenge and you need to embrace it and learn from it and say, see, I got through. Bring it on. Give me some more. Let me be my best. Let me find the answers. Let me think. Let me do some critical thinking. Let me stop and get out of the noise and think about a solution. What could I do? How could I solve that? Ask good questions, not like, why me? No, it's not a good question. Why you? If you answer it the right way, because I need to learn a lot of stuff, and that's the really good answer. That's why me. I got so much to learn. I have so many lessons that I need to learn, so I feel better all the time. And I am in a joyful, pleasant, powerful, energized mood. And even if I wake up, my choice, I have an attitude. My attitude is with me 100% of the time. A, it's not Z, it's A. It's first thing that's in our mind when we wake up in the morning, our attitude, isn't it? Another day. Oh my God, I gotta go. What do we choose? What do you choose? I really do a conscious awakening every morning. It's a conscious awakening. I'm coming conscious to the world around me. And I breathe and I really have silent. I mean, sometimes I'm thinking of something, sometimes I'm not. I'm going to talk about that, how you start your day. I won't get into it here, but I'll get into the why me, why you, because there's an answer. You need a lesson. I need a lesson. We need to work on it. It's not my fault. No kidding. Not your fault. But you're here. You deal with it. Get through it. Solve it. Challenge it. And the more things you solve, the more things you challenge, the higher you lift yourself, the more you can help your friends that need the same thing. So low self-esteem and lack of confidence is a challenge for a lot of people. And it was a challenge for me for a long time. It wasn't good enough, right? And I can say, oh, my childhood and all this. I mean, I had a great active childhood, but, there's family and all of that stuff that we all know about. We all had that stuff. I'm not going to go into it. But I'll tell you what, you got to just leave that stuff behind. Use the upside. Remember the good things. For so long, I forgot so many things in my childhood in my life. I just didn't remember events because I worked hard not to. And I remember painful things that bothered me. Okay, so I look and I've read books and I read books and I read books and I listened to tapes and I listened to other people. And because of that, I am better today, better equipped to live into my life and have a more joyful, youthful, positive experience every day, every hour. So all of these are uncomfortable to experience, all the above. So I've been talking about flipping it. Sorry, I don't engage. I'm not really sorry, but I won't engage in any of this crap here because this is like so disempowering, and you've got to turn it around. And it happens to the best of us, all of us. I have these moments, but I'll tell you what, because I have the tools, I don't let them last. I can go into a little hole for a couple of minutes, maybe. And I start to think, this isn't serving you well, Peter, and it's not serving anybody. And it doesn't feel good, most importantly. And I have learned to feel good, so I want that stuff away, and I hope you do too. So let's get on with it. So the world is a beautiful, vibrant, alive place. You say no thanks to all that crap on this page. No thanks. I don't want that black hole of negativity. You just say, no, thank you. I'm going to go and see the world as a beautiful, vibrant, and alive place that it is. Consider the good things, the upside. Think about the upside. In the past, the good thing you've done, the fun you've had, your time and your value. You're valuable. You're here for a reason. We're here for a reason. Every single one of us. So give yourself the credit. So what do you miss out every day because your attitude isn't polished or at a higher level, appreciating life's beauty and gifts every moment they're there? So I went for a swim this morning and there was no wind. I opened the sliding doors, I went on my balcony and there's no wind. And I said, oh, I almost, and I didn't feel it or anything. I go, oh, very still today. And I felt that really humid air, that tropical air, and the mystic magic in the morning. So it's a different day from yesterday. It was so breezy and fresh. And in each moment, people ask me, Peter, you traveled all around the world on merchant ships. What country do you like best? And I tell them, everywhere I go, I find something really great. I mean, I was in West Coast of Africa. I was unloading Hope products, use no hooks, and giving away bags and bags of flour to the Africans. And I had the afternoon off. I hopped on a motorcycle and I went out into the village in the African neighborhood and drank beer and ate oxtail soup with the locals from the afternoon till the evening, listen to their music and just chilling with the locals. And had a lot of fun because I learned about a new culture firsthand in the backwoods of Monrovia. I tell you, the world is a wonderful place. There's a few bad people. And don't get too strung up on the news because the world is a beautiful place. People are good. There's a few people that were taught some bad things, but inside they're good and they're full of love. But we have to peel it back. Sometimes we got to hit them with a hammer. But I can tell you, the world is an exciting place, and you don't want to lose the experience of your daily experience wherever you are. You don't have to be in Africa, you can be in your backyard. But you can find the beauty. Get out, look at the stars, look at the sun, look at the moon. Or get on a bus and go if you're not serving yourself where you're living now. Just leave. I have been living all over the world. And people go, it's such a big deal to move. I remember I was watching this one guy, he moved down to the Caribbean. And he did this big, it was an event on online course, like program. And we had to move and we had to think about where we're going to get our groceries and where we're going to get a farm. But he's a real planner. And me, I'm kind of the opposite. He probably has a whole hell of a lot more money than me, but I got money and I got life and I got freedom. And I don't really am over concerned, because when you get to a place, there's cars, there's food, and we'll experience it and learn it, and let's discover it. If everything is too tight and too planned, like that seems like it spoils the party. I love planning to a degree, but I like adventure too. I love surprise, because if I have a stiff plan and something better comes along, then, I mean, Deepak Chopra says this, you got to shift it. And so back to it. So my point is, I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent. It's not really a tangent. It's very aligned with what I'm talking about here, is that do a discovery. Like, peel back the gray shades and start to look at life in a little brighter, then a lot brighter. And life is such a gift. We mustn't be pulled down by some things that aren't real. It's attitude. What are you missing out on because of your attitude? I gotta get it. Pen and paper. Move. Profit in your mind, profit in your experience, profit in the journey of life. So what do you stand to lose by changing? What do you stand to lose by saying things in a different and more positive way? Is there something you might lose, or is there a reason you might not want to feel good? You're going to have to deep dive on that, because I don't know. There should be no reason why you wouldn't choose to raise the vibe. And I'll tell you what, in the environment we're in today, if you give power to what's going on, to the less than useful, to the disempowering, to the controlling vibe, then you want your own control, you want your own life, and you want your own freedom. And the more you talk about the less than useful, the more it will show up. So I was having a discussion with my wife about that. I said, just stop talking about that stuff. Let's not give that energy. Let's just, I said, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. Out of mind, out of sight. It doesn't exist. There's lots of data and information about physics, okay? And quantum physics, and what is real, what isn't real. We create our own reality. It's your life. You choose. And someone else says, oh, look the way they're living, look what they're doing. Oh, that's really? Really? That's mine. I own it. You don't have to agree with it. That's me. I'm free to live my life the way I want to live, and I do the things I want to do, and I laugh at what I want to laugh, and I feel what I want to feel on the upside. As long as it serves you in a useful, positive way. Some people, I listen to some music, and I listen to some songs, and there's like, that's a hit? Are you kidding me? What kind of music is that? I'm feeling like not very good with that song. That's a good song. Well, what are you feeding? What do you feed with your thoughts, with your energy? You gotta feed and fuel the fire, the burning inferno of your passion and living into your life and your energy. It's time to move on if you haven't. And I know if I was watching this, which I am, that I can always go to a higher level, and I'm always looking for that energy, because when the speed bumps come and the valleys and the dips come, I'm better prepared. Every time I get just one little thing, and I talk about one little thing, one little step up, one little step out, a little farther, a little higher, a little farther, you're a little bit closer to heaven, to the universe, to the clean energy, to the fresh air, to the stars and the moon and the beauty of life. So raise your awareness in the moment. Stop the madness. Shut off the phone, shut off the computer. So I lost all my Facebook accounts. Who cares, right? I mean, I got a lot of interesting information, but I got saved. And that was a life. That's past. That's done. Hey, it's time for a new one. I'm like, so you don't like what I'm doing? You shut me off permanently. And I'm like, really? And I'm talking about positive stuff all the time. I'm kind of like pretty much all the time, okay? I go off on an attitude every now and then, but it's like grab it and stand up for your rights attitude, okay? That's my attitude. Live your free life. Don't support people that lie to you, that cheat you, that control you, that just because you're going to make money with them, that is selling to your soul, baby. Because I had people coming to my company that wanted our jewelry. And I said, I'm sorry. You are not worthy of our jewelry. I don't need your money that bad. Whether I really need it or not, I have a principle and a congruency I live into in life. And I walk that talk because I will not short sell myself in ways so I can gain financially and support some, I'm not going to say it. I probably should, but I don't need them. There's enough people out there keeping the less than high vibe words in the atmosphere. So I'll leave it alone and I'll keep it on the upside. So what do you really need? You need to walk above noise of negativity. I did a little video. Probably I'll post it in my MeWe account or my Gab account or something. And maybe my new Frank Speech account. You can sculpt your outlook through your words, right? Your outlook of life. Your words are your thoughts, right? When you think in words. And if those are less than useful words, you've got to be the manager of those words, the manager of your mind. Your thoughts turn into words. The words turn into vibrations and actions, right? So sculpt your words to sculpt your life. That's a whole nother program, and I'll talk about that later because it's a challenge. And I have little tools and tips that'll get you where you want to go. So vibrate positively. Watch things change. Watch the people around you that used to show up that don't show up to support a less than positive mindset and energy vibe. They'll go the other way. They'll go where they're attracted to the less than useful, the negative. Naturally, they will go away, but naturally you can walk away too. You don't need to engage. Even if it's your friend, you've got to get away from people that pull you down. That's it. There's a lot of chit chat about that online, and I'll tell you, try it. You'll feel better. So yes, Peter Stone is now on MeWe. Peter Stone Jewelry Institute is on MeWe. Peter Stone Jewelry is on MeWe, on Gab. We're there. And my little Manchester by the Sea harbor, my little hometown, my favorite place in the world, I suppose, because I grew up there. And it's such a beautiful New England. So I have a little private group there. And then for our little town, the Manchester, history of Manchester, because it's changing, right? They want to change it and make it all cement, and it's quaint New England town. So I'll just throw that in there. But I'm doing MeWe, okay? And I'm doing Gab, and I'm moving on. You got to move on if you want to live your life in your own way. So we give control our own direction. We control our own direction. We can. Many of us do. And if we forget, don't forget. Remind you. I'm here to remind you. Let the moon remind you. We give ourselves permission to do whatever it is we choose to do. Don't question too much. Is it in your gut? And if you question it, grab the paper, grab the pen, you write it down. Pluses, minuses. In this decision, sit in silence. Feel the breeze. Go outside and just get out of the noise. Shut the noise off and write. Feel your gut. Feel you. Connect with the universe. Connect with God. Connect with whatever you connect with, your higher power. And get the real you on the paper. That's the important thing. Then start living into you. Because we choose how we feel. No one else chooses that. And make a list of how do you want to feel? How do you feel? You feel ripped? You feel tired? You feel anxious? No. How do you feel? Turn that anxious energy, go out and ride a bike. If you don't have a bike, go buy one. Do something. Run. Move. Swim. I mean, in my room, in my bedroom in the morning, I do a lot of stretch and kick and bend and twist because we need to do that even before bed to knock out some stress so you sleep well. I hit the pillow, bam, I'm gone. I hope you do that also and get a really good night's sleep. So no blame. This is a big thing. We blame this, blame that, blame this, blame that. Too hot in the kitchen. Is it really too hot in the kitchen? Oh, they turn on the stove so high. Really so hot. And they burn the food and I'm eating this crap. Oh my God, it's so bad. What do? The door is right there, isn't it? The door is right there. Oh no, I'm just comfortable in this shit, in this wallowing. No, get out because that's so useless. And when you know the other side and you're uplifted, you live into it enough and it becomes a habit. And if you're not there, what adjustments can you make to get there? You open your mind. Believe in yourself and in the good of others. Find it. Find it. As one of our biggest challenges is when we really got hurt by somebody, or somebody did something that's damaging to us, or they even took something from us. Physical, mental, or spiritual. They stole our energy. And what do we do about it? We can hold a grudge. And I've had my time and I went through this 12-step program, and there's this 4th step where you more or less forgive others for the things they've done in your life, and you forgive yourself. So being inhuman is not a good thing. So being human is, and understanding we as human beings have done things to others that perhaps wasn't the nicest thing. And we are not bad people, right? But we get triggered by certain things, and we can work on that, how we react to things. But that, again, is a practice, isn't it? It's a practice. You got to step up, and you got to step out into it, into these things, and confront them, not in a not in a challenging way, but in a mentally challenge. You have to find and say, well, that person is really good inside, and they probably did mean this because they had some crap going on in their life, whether it was their family, whatever. It doesn't matter what their reason is, but their reason isn't because of you. You are a convenient moment to download that stuff. Oh, they shouldn't have done that. Well, yeah, they probably shouldn't have. We'll forgive them. Next. Move on. It's one less weight to carry. And you'll have more room to fill it with positivity, right? The mermaid knows. So no matter what is given to you, it is a gift. And that's a gift, what I just described. Because we learn. Okay, I'll tell you a little story, a fast one. I was on a merchant ship. And I was actually doing part of my recovery from drinking so hard for 12 years. I'm out in the middle of the ocean and I'm trying to get my crap back together. So I partied so hard for 12 years and I'm back in the same environment, only I wasn't partying. And there was this guy who he drank, I don't know how much he drank, but he was so wrapped up, so angry, this guy. So angry. And I had to work with him every day for 4 months. Except for Saturday and Sunday. I had to work with this guy. I had to eat with him, and he was not pleasant. And he lived down around the corner. So I'm living in a ship, which is like a big hotel. And I've got my stateroom, and I go outside, and I walk to the right, and then to the right again. He is on, like, within 40 feet of me. So I learned. What did I do? I turned it around. I got to make sure. I turned it around. I said, who is this guy? He used to really piss me off. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to deal with it. How do I best deal with this? How do I manage this? How do I turn it into a good situation? I go, well, every time I see this guy, I say, I am so grateful. So I became grateful every time I saw this guy, which changed my attitude. I became grateful that I did not live that way. That I did not have to be like him, and I did not have to feel like him, and totally. I mean, he didn't bother me anymore. It was a lesson. So we need to turn everything into a lesson. So progress is progress. I'll go back quick. I'm going to end this because I'm going to move on. And this is really a passionate subject for me because it's so much meaning. And I won't hold you here if you're still here. Progress is progress, no matter how small. That's why I say small steps. You can take giant steps and you can go for it, but be careful. Be careful. Just, build a solid foundation as you go. So you crash down, take small steps. The rewards will arrive. Ask some questions in the evening and celebrate your day. What is the best thing that happened to you today? What happened to me today? What's good? I want to remember or write down 5 things that were cool today. How can you create more of those kinds of experiences? You think about, how can I do that again tomorrow? That was pretty good. Let me rinse and repeat. What have you given today? Give a smile. You don't have to give something. You have to just give a smile. Give heart. Give good energy. Give grace, right? Like give thanks that you're maybe not like that person, and give acceptance, right? Patience. And I learned all these things when I was doing this recovery, patience. So I'm in the line in the post office, and I became the most patient person. I practiced in the post office line like there's no tomorrow. Tolerance, patience. What's the other word? I forget, but I did it all. And you too can. So what can you learn from your day? What are 5 things you'll do tomorrow? Or 2, or 1? Take a screenshot, write these down. Come back. We'll be here. Take a view of your day's activities. How did you respond to challenges? Stop, analyze. Is this good? Is this not good? For me, for the world, for people around me. Are you pleased with your response? Does it make you feel good when you argue with somebody? No. So why argue? Why not just let them have their opinion and move on and not feel so like, ugh. I mean, that's like an ugly, awful feeling that I want to shake off and get away from me. I don't need to argue with someone because I don't agree with them. Move on. What would you change as you do this? Observe your day. Build a more resourceful way of doing things in your future. Just little things. How can I do this a little better? How can I do that a little better? How can I smile a little more? How can I be a little happier in the day? Encourage yourself to embrace better health, more love, more joy, and you can have more satisfaction naturally. seek, ask positive questions. Don't ask questions that give you an answer that don't serve you. That's in another training. A can-do attitude. Just do it. Learn from your lessons, embrace change, find excitement in your nervousness, turn it into useful energy. Emphasize the positive. Cut the anchors of the past. Slow ahead, half ahead, 3/4 ahead, full ahead. This is Peter Stone, stepping up and stepping out on another full moon, the full moon of April 2021. Use your switch every 14 days. The new moon, the full moon, go back, revisit. I hope I got you to think. I sit on your shore. Every time you see a full moon, you think about, oh man, attitude. I should be adjusting my attitude. I will adjust my attitude. Now, Peter talked about attitude. The moon, the moon, the moon. Full moon, new moon, attitude. Bring it up, pump it up. Peter Stone from Stepping Up, Stepping Out. Peter Stone Live saying thank you very much. I'm gonna exit my program here, which is always a job for me. And I'm gonna get back to you live and start share because I want to say bye. I want to say thanks very much for joining, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a program that is following this on jewelry. I do jewelry for a business. But for the meantime, get your attitude where you want it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.